should comb my beard in.
You want to comb it?
What do you think?
I don't know. That's crazy. What's wrong with your beard?
Hey man, come on. I have to maintain the
Maintain.
but I think I'm good. I cut mine, so I think I'm good. Man.
Alright, let's start.
AJ Raw,
King Aries.
and you are now tuned into BunDat Podcast.
Yeah. This man right here said, man, I should have combed my beard.
Hey, look.
It's like, word?
Look, when I cut my hair, bro, and my beard is on point, even though I always be trying to make it on point, I need to make it like on point. You feel me?
Okay.
So when we get to the point where we actually got these artists and they ain't doing it right, I'm gonna tell them, look, if you can't comb my beard better than me, you fired.
What am I paying you for?
What? If you can't do it better than me, then what are we doing?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Cause we gonna get there. They're gonna be like, oh, Mr. King Aries, can I fix your...
I'll be like, hell no, don't ever touch a black man's hair.
Can I fix your, your
Nope.
color, can I?
Nope.
And I'll be like, hey, easy,
I am putting
bro.
nothing towards that salary. Nope. Don't need that.
Chill, relax.
Don't need that in the budget.
Hey man, I don't mind. Shoot, I'm Hollywood before I get Hollywood. I don't care,
Oh,
because I know we gonna get there. And when we get there, y'all gonna see the progress. You feel me? So yeah, yeah. Get ready, so stay ready, so you don't go get ready. You feel me? We gonna get there. That's all I know.
Man,
That's all I know.
shit.
Off of being original, and making content that matters. We gonna get there.
Talking about original.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna think this is weird, but
Go.
what do you think of Kanye West? So,
Oh,
not
he
your
was
usual. I think, what do you think of the man, Kanye West?
Not the artist.
Or him.
But he's a very, I will say this, he's a very layered individual.
Let me try and make a more specific question, because that's not fair.
He's a layered individual, is my journey.
When Kanye West speaks or rants, whatever you want to call it, do you believe he's being honest? As in, do you believe he truly feels this way, or he's trying to get over on something?
This was 6 years ago, yes. Now,
So now, today.
Now,
Yeah.
he's trying to sell something.
Oh, okay.
Which is why every time we speak about Kanye, I always go in on it. Because this is not who he was when I was coming up. I remember the first time I heard about Kanye West was in my science classroom in St. Thomas More, like around 2003, right? So this is when he was just starting to blow
Backpack.
up, right? And he was ushering in a style of rap that was completely new, and he was the greatest at it. And he coined the phrase, "I'm the greatest backpack rapper ever." And at the time, it was almost prophetic, because he ended up being that to me. So
The greatest backpack rapper of all
to
time.
me. I know there's others, you got, because within backpack rap there's the lyrical, then there's the swaggadocious, and then there's
I don't think a lot of people argue with you.
right.
Because there's not too many even backpack rappers in
There you
general
go.
for you to
There you go.
argue.
So that's my thing, because what he took rap and flipped it in a way where you can be more than just a rapper to me,
Okay.
right? So, and he did that being honest about this.
Yeah,
In the
he
beginning.
did. He came out very pro-black. And
Right, he was
talking to
honest
Kingston.
about
Yeah.
this thing right here
Spitting that-
that people are willing to
stuff.
kill for, that are willing to die over, that are still. So that is why now that we've seen him transform from West to Kardashian, I will always go in on him. I will always, because he weren't raised like that. His mother ain't teaching that. His mother did not teach him to clout chase and to be this way. Where he learned that from Hollywood.
Okay.
He's from Chicago. He's not from where he's acting like. So if this was 6-7 years ago, where his voice was like very heavy in the community, and he's saying, yo, they killing us in Chicago, like, yo, we gotta do something about this and whatnot, which is what he was saying in the beginning. And now it's like when he rants, it's through social media, and it's like
I am Beethoven.
yeah, it's like
I am Suge Knight.
It's through some weird platform. It's not even his own platform. It's through somebody else's platform, which is weird because he was always about having his own shit. So that in itself is weird. And when he does rant, after the rant, it's an album, new clothes, new shoes. Probably a special service at his Sunday service thing.
So he's gonna sell something.
Or he's trying to engage the consumer.
I see.
And that is not what he represented in the beginning. So I am not with...
So now it's all cap.
Yeah.
That's how he does it.
I'm not with post-Yeezus Kanye. Because I believe Yeezus was his last genuine message, which was very prophetic as well. Because when they were asking him, they was like, what's that album about? And he was just like, it's not even for now, it's for the future, it's for later. And then like the way people started dropping like flies that look like us. And now if you play that album, people will lose it, like, because there's so many songs on there that speak to our pain.
Yeah.
Do you feel me? Which is why I believe anything he says in this current climate is cap. I mean, for goodness sake, he released his own wife's nudes. That's how you know he would do anything for attention.
The current rant
about the masters and
everything. So you believe again that's
there's a reason for that. I believe
he's got basically some kind of selfish motive.
I believe it's like Diddy. But Diddy got caught out straight away. No, I'll say it in this way. Like in recent times, Diddy's most famous rant was him, I think, accepting an award somewhere and talking about how he's for the artists and how he's for the black artists and we gotta fix this and believe me when I say Diddy is inspirational in some senses, but we've seen that like the motive was only to win us over, and then what he was hiding in the shadows was he's saying all of this stuff about being for us and us owning things and everything that we want to hear, and then the person that he's screwing over says, oh, alright, give me back my masters.
So it's good. It's prophetic. It's profound that you use the Diddy example because Kanye's current run with his masters and all that stuff getting screwed over. So his biggest criticism is if that's how you feel and if it's true and you feel this way, why did you do it to your artist?
Has he answered that?
He can't, because he has. So someone has his masters, but he has people's masters. like is Big Sean free? Is Sci-Hi the Prince free? Is all these people that we know and love free? And do they have their masters? Can they be billionaires like you, Kanye? Have you seen Kanye's rollouts? Like you said, there's a rant. There's so many kind of engaging points. So his rollout is very long. So by the time the music is out, it sells, whatever. And do you remember what I'm not going to say I'm going to say his label. He's the president of the label.
Well, now it's Pusha T.
Yeah. But at the time, remember what he did to Tiana Taylor? Because she didn't get her rollout. She didn't get to hear. She didn't get to hear her album till the day it was out. It didn't get no press. So and that was her debut. It's not like me and you who listened to Tiana Taylor. We knew who she was and was feeling her, and then we also followed the NBA, so we knew her because of her husband.
Right.
Or we go way back to watching her on Cribs and against Lil Mama.
Even films that she done with Bow Wow and all of that. Right.
But we're talking about as far as the general world. Her entry into the arena.
The first one.
And so he's like the rollout king, and she never got her rollout, and she didn't get to hear her album until his listening party for his album. So like these are the criticisms against Kanye, because it's like that's how I'll follow. Let me ask you, like, how do you generally feel about this guy?
Let's be real. Like, he knows that if that was him, he would lose it.
But he would have given himself, like you said, like a fantastic rollout.
No, of course. No, I mean, if like that was his problem with the whole Dame Dash and Jay situation. He went through that, didn't he? Like, he wasn't being treated as a fair artist. This is why it's surprising to me that he's in a position where he can treat artists better than how he got treated, and he just does the same.
I think that's the first point then, because that's why it's not surprising to me.
Oh, wow.
Because hurt people. children who are abused grow up to abuse children, people. You know what I mean? All these different things, like cycles.
I don't know. I just feel
people
like
get in a place of power and they do what's done to them. So, again, the biggest criticism of executives in the music industry who tend to not be of our race, of our colour, is that they like to screw people over, especially for the masters and stuff, and just hold people as slaves. Yeah? But ironically, the biggest criticism of black executives is they like to screw people over and hold them. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Because for the black executive to reach that point, that's what happened to them. And again, so when they get to that point, instead of doing what you said, fixing the system, they inherit, they develop this trauma and continue the cycle. And they inherit these bad practices and say, yeah, this is how it's done, this is how business is done. I'm gonna eat and no one can eat.
That's crazy.
So that's why I'm not surprised with anything Kanye West says or does. The more he tells me about how his wife's family treat him and how these companies treat him. I remember way back, Ralph though, how the fashion houses treated him or whatever. I immediately knew that I would never be shocked if I found out about any sweatshop workers in Yeezy. Just because of everything that he told me about how he's been treated. I expect him to do. That's why whenever I see these rants, I'm just like, interesting. Because this is what you was complaining about, like you said. But yeah, it's very interesting to see it unravel and everything, and it's everyone get their 2 cents in, because literally no one's on his side, and he's fighting a good fight because he's fighting a fight for people to get their masters.
No, I would say it seams that way, not to cut you. It just seems like it's the good fight. That's what I would say. Okay. And I don't feel like it should be Kanye West. Yeah. So wrong messenger.
That's me. Seems like he has a selfish. Seems like he has a selfish agenda. You're probably right. There might be something coming out to sell also. It's interesting to watch because he's having a different meltdown because for the first time no one's believing. And he doesn't seem to know how to deal with it. Because usually he does these things and it works. And for the first time it seems like everyone's now finally tired of seeing it.
I just don't believe it anymore. I've genuinely lost, and I don't even want to say the word, but I've lost faith in him.
In Kanye West?
Yeah. Okay. I feel like from College Dropout to My Twisted Beautiful Dark Fantasy and probably Yeezus, I believe that was Kanye. That was him. And anything that he said within that time span meant something. Even the Sway interview, if you go back to the Sway interview,
he was doing like a Damon Dash.
Yeah, like you can see how he's articulating like a lot of people kind of highlight like when he snapped.
The crazy moments. And Ralph though.
And Ralph. And
you ain't got the answers.
You ain't got the answers and all of that,
Good
right?
Good memes.
Right? A lot of people highlight those points. But the reason why he snapped was he's speaking to another black brother in the industry that should have understood how hard it is to build your own stuff. The only reason why Sway in the Morning has a Sway in the Morning is because he's next to Eminem. Yeah. He wouldn't have a Sway in the Morning on Shade 45. Shade 45 is whose radio station? Eminem's radio station. How does Eminem have his own radio station? Is there a black-owned radio station? Why is Sway not on a black-owned radio station? Why? Because of the systems. So the very fact that you had to be underneath somebody instead of having your own, why doesn't Sway have his own radio station system? Why is it underneath? Like, so this is somebody that's gone or is still going through the systems. Like, you're continuously making somebody else money when Kanye's whole thing at the time was, I want us to have our own stuff.
But and Kanye came at Sway in a way that, because this is what Kanye does. So like everything you just said, so Sway's in a position where that help Kanye would have offered, Sway would have been in a position to want that.
Yes.
but you're not gonna get anyone to want it if you're disrespecting them.
Yeah, I believe that. Like.
So Sway's asking Kanye questions. I can't do these things, like you said. Like Sway said, I can't do these things. I'm under Eminem. I'm under whatever. I don't have the range. I don't have the bank balance. I don't have the connections. But you do. I know it's hard for me. So why is it hard for you?
And he was saying the reason why is like now. I believe the way he articulated his struggle was wrapped within disrespect. But I believe it was. I will never justify it because I feel like Sway is the OG, and you gotta speak to your OGs in a certain manner. You cannot disrespect them.
Because he's asking questions.
Yeah, like
to
you have
to find out how to get out of that situation.
You need to articulate yourself better. And I believe because of how energetic Kanye is, I believe they talk like that even if they're not
cool. I don't believe it was any beef on
no way.
But at the same time,
my thing was like
you're still being disrespectful.
Yeah, he wrapped his answer around disrespect. But it was wrapped around disrespect because Sway kept answering him the same question.
Yeah.
And he had to keep giving him the same answers, which was, listen, I've tried. I've tried to do it by myself. I've tried to put up my own money. I've tried to do it on my own independently. These people won't let me in.
And Sway's question was there's black designers with less money, less influence, less power than you that own their fashion house. Because remember, Kanye's biggest mistake in that interview, and he didn't like it when Sway highlighted it, is you're trying to own your own by partnering with them. Oswald Boateng and them people, that's them. It's not Oswald Boateng by Ralph Lauren or... You know what I mean? Yeezy by Adidas or Yeezy by Nike, you're still partner. And he didn't like the guy can't seem to be able to just be like, did he you know what, I'm wrong. No, he kept being disrespectful. Because Sway's whole thing, if everything you're saying is right, Sway's a worker and he needs to find a way out because he doesn't have this thing. He's seeing people with less than you do it, and you keep telling him it's too hard to do it, which contradicts the reality of what he's seeing.
Right, yeah.
So he's asking, again, that's why he keeps asking over and over, why are you saying it's so hard? Because remember, Sway's not asking for himself. He's asking for the listeners to get themselves out of that situation. Why can Oswald Boateng do it with less and you can't? Please tell us so we can figure it out, so that we can get out of this. So listeners. So when it ain't Ralph though, it's like you're saying Oswald Boateng ain't Ralph, so it's not good enough. You rather partner. You see the disrespect kind of thing. Because what if Sway wanted to get out of that situation, and his friend Kanye has all this power. Sway sees that and says, "Rah, if he has all this power, he can't get out of it. What chance is for me?" Right. So that's why he's still stuck in where he is. So I'm not even gonna try. He told me it's not worth trying. He told me it's too difficult. They won't let us. So he's right. Although I see these other designers and they're black doing it, I'm gonna believe him because he's worth more than them, and he's saying it ain't Ralph. And he's right, they're not right. You know what I'm saying? See how Kanye's message can just stop you from...
His energy was focused towards the wrong thing. And I feel like that was kind of the tipping point, isn't it? And a lot of people will highlight the tipping point.
The memes,
And they won't try and listen to like
what he's saying.
What he was trying to say, which was, listen, these companies are bigger, they have more of a reach, they have more of a platform. And if I could get through the door and actually make something that's black owned, that's black designed by me, and give my people that follow me something dope to wear and be proud of because I made it, then that would be a big statement. And what's crazy is he made the Nike what was the Nike Yeezy right? The Nike shoe that like broke
the red Octobers and all that stuff.
That broke sneaker culture,
Nike,
right? And I feel like that was because that interview was also part of it, because Sway was asking him, yo, like what happened? Like why did you leave? Like your shoe went crazy, bro. Like why did you leave? Why did you leave? And he was saying, now the reason why I highlight those things is because he spoke, when was that? I think that interview was 2013.
Yeah, years back.
Right? And he highlighted, like, he was the head designer of the shoe.
Yeah.
It was his shoe. They didn't have nothing to do with
put their
the
take on
design,
it.
right? They didn't have nothing to do with the design. He come up with their own colors, which they actually used after he left, and made all their other shoes Yeezy
Red October, is it?
right? Which was like, wow. Anyway, and all he wanted to know was, yo, when we dropping the shoe? Like, when the shoe out? And instead of them telling him, they just dropped it whenever.
Yeah.
Right?
They treat him like an employee.
They just dropped it whenever. There were no rollout. There was no advert. There was no. There was no prep. There was no. It was literally like a silent drop.
No faith.
I remember waking up and I'm like, yo, people talking about the shoe drop. You know what my friend inboxed me? Yo, they're sold out. I said, what? It's been 5 minutes. Yeah, what are you talking about?
It was Nike games.
What are you chatting about? He said they're sold out. And I mean, when I say sold out, I mean, like, you know, normally when the shoes sell out, it sell out in sizes, and you still.
No, you couldn't get that for years.
I mean, like, every size gone.
You couldn't get that for years.
Gone.
You had to holler at somebody.
And
you couldn't go to Nike.
And the resales was thousands.
You have to holler at somebody. You couldn't go into Nike and get those.
And we just talking about the Red Octobers were gone. They're still rare right now.
Crazy prices. Mortgage.
Right now. They're still rare right the fuck now. And that's what I'm saying, like, he broke sneaker culture. His thing was, when I get in there, watch what I do. Watch.
And now we're in 2020.
And those same sentiments that he was echoing back then still ring true right now.
Here's my issue with Kanye.
So my thing is like, yo, we heard you, bro. But our problem with you is you're not being better than the oppressors.
He's complicit. And that's my issue with Kanye. Everything you just said, he dropped those, he broke it, he disrespected Sway, he said, you ain't got the answers, all this stuff, yeah? And now we're in 2020, and he's partnering with Adidas. He's still partnering with these people. So if you had that same interview again today with Sway, guess what he would ask? The same question. So you're even more powerful, more bigger than you were before when I thought you were powerful. So why are you still partnering with these people? While I'm seeing black designers who are household names still doing it by themselves. You've broken the internet, you've broken sneaker culture, you've done all these things. Or better yet, your own clothing label that you were shitting on all these guys for, all these companies for. When you did yours, why did you release trash and sell it at those selling points?
You know what his answer to that was? It wasn't for our people, it was for the other people. I haven't made clothes for our people yet.
And again, with everything you're saying, why are you not making clothes for me? You see what I'm saying? You see how that's my issue.
I can't defend him.
So he does the whole. Let's go to the meme.
Go on.
You ain't got the answers. And this is my issue. This is more than Kanye. It's my issue with listening to powerful, popular black people. This is why I like listening to actual leaders and not entertainers. Yeah. Kanye West, like many people, has never given you a solution. He tells you what the issue is, and Sway says, okay, so what do we need to do?
Right.
He keeps telling you it's hard. He tells you ain't got the answers. He tells you ain't Ralph though. And Sway's saying, so how do we make it like Ralph? How do we get there? Then he tells you, well, I'm gonna get to this stage and I'm making clothes for our people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So this whole loop, and they all do this. It's like listening to a mogul tell you how to get into property investment or how to make your first meal, yeah? You leave the video feeling motivated, fired up, but you don't know how to invest in property.
Right.
You don't know how the auction works. They mention auction, they mention all these things. You don't know if you're supposed to pre-register. Like you might just show up to an auction. You can't just bid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And this is what the Kanye Wests of the world keep doing. And this is why the Sways of the world keep asking the same question. Because we've gotten from here to Timbuktu, but you still haven't answered question A.
At all.
And it's confusing because these people can. I'll give you a great example.
Yeah.
I'm very into property and trying to understand it, whatever. Because it seems like the next move for me, a great move, yeah?
Yeah.
I've listened to countless people, from celebrities to moguls to whoever, talk about property investing and all the different ways you can use your credit card. You can cheat the credit card companies. You can you know, debt's not so bad, you can offset debt, all these other things, yeah? There's a way, in England anyway, I don't know about anywhere else, there's a way to buy a house here with zero deposit. You can go on YouTube or Google and you can click that and you get thousands of links, thousands of videos. And after you've watched all of these videos, you can't tell me how.
Right, yeah? Right.
Okay. I recently followed this Nigerian YouTuber. Like he's British, but just
British
Nigerian by heritage.
Like
yeah?
me.
Okay.
Like me.
And in a short video, within the first minute, yeah, because he's not a Kanye or a Diddy or a Jay-Z, you should invest in art with millions of dollars. How? This guy, within the first minute, explained to me how to buy a property in the United Kingdom with zero deposit. And in the video he said, that sounds simple, right? This is how simple it is. I can't believe there's thousands or even millions of videos that go around in circles. This is all they needed to say. And I guess, again, like the Kanyes and stuff, they do this to keep you on a string so you keep coming back for the next video hoping you get the answers. Because his whole... There's two ways to look at it. You can look at it one way where it's like, you ain't got the answers, so Sway keeps asking the same questions, Kanye saying you ain't got the answers. Or you can look at it the other way, as in, Kanye keeps saying you ain't got the answers to force Sway to be stuck on answering the same question. So Sway can never make it to the next question. Because Kanye could be manipulating that situation where he's forcing a guy to keep asking a question because he hasn't answered it. So the guy can't go on to the next point in an interview.
Yeah, because he's focused on the problem.
Yeah. Wow. So, let me throw this in for you guys. So, while I've touched on it, because I don't want to be like those other guys where you're like, oh, you mentioned it and we still don't know how to buy this. Let me just throw it in.
Go ahead.
If you want to buy a property in the United Kingdom, yeah, there's government schemes, help to buy, equity loan, yeah, and there's like part buy, part rent, all these different things, yeah. Okay. Developers with new builds put first-time buyers as a priority. It's how the business works, it's how the government works, it's how the schemes work.
So look into the word priority, by the way.
So if you're a first-time buyer, they try to make it easier for you to get a new build. Yeah. New builds are like brand new cars in a showroom. Every moment they're sitting there while they're being developed, the developer can't get his return on investment. They're costing him money. Every moment they're sitting there without occupation, with not someone buying it or living in it, the developer has to foot the council tax, the bills, the mortgage, everything. So all the money he spent building this house, every month he's still paying bills on it because he still owns the house. That's how developers work in his flats. Yeah? So like any other business, their priority is to get it off and sold as quickly as possible. That's why they try and make the price competitive. If it doesn't sell for a while, you see that if a house been on the market for like a year, no one likes that because they think something's wrong with it. So the developer will try and lower the price before a year, for example. Yeah. Okay. If you go into the government schemes with a lot of the new builds, you need 5% for the deposit. 5% of the price of the house for the deposit. Yeah. Which is, they try and make it nice and low, 5%. So you're gonna get a 95% mortgage, yeah? Try to make it nice and low for you, yeah? So that 5% could be as low as $5,000 or lower, depending on how cheap the house is. Do you know what I mean? 100 grand house, $5,000.
Wow.
You buy the house, okay? So now, you're thinking, yeah, but you're still spending $5,000 and still paying 5%. That's still a deposit. So, if you see a house you like and it's a new build, they have names on them. LNC, Galliard Homes, these developers have names. You should contact the developer, not your housing association, not the government first. Contact the developer first and arrange with that developer your offer that you want to buy the house. So you contact the developer, set up a meet with the developer. Yeah. So when you go to your housing association or whatever scheme or however you're gonna go to buy the house, or to the bank, however you're getting, where you're gonna get a mortgage, your building society, yeah. Arrange the 95% mortgage. This is for like lower earners and so forth, or key workers and so forth, yeah? So you have the 95% mortgage, yeah? When the building society or bank accepts that and you pass the criteria, they check your finances, they say that you can pay it off. If you have got the developer to agree onto the sale and they want to give it to you, because remember, they want to get rid of this house, yeah? You can propose that the developer puts the 5%. It's called a voucher. That's what that 5% is called. The developer will give you a voucher. And you're thinking, voucher? Yeah, the voucher will be like 5 grand, 10, 15, whatever the 5% of the house is. And the developer will pay your 5% to the bank or building society. The bank and building society will accept that as your deposit. And now you're going to be a homeowner with 0% deposit, 0 deposit. You're thinking, yeah, right, why someone selling your house want to pay you for part of it? It's crazy, right? The reasons that developers have the incentive to do this is because if I've built a house and the house is 100 grand, okay, I've probably put about, because developers make a profit, so I'll probably put about 40 to 50 grand into building that. So my profit is 50 grand or 60 grand, yeah? Every month that the house is not sold after completion, I'm losing money because I'm still paying into it. So my expenses now go from 50 grand to each month going up and up and up because I'm still paying. Although I'm not building nothing because no one's living in the house, I'm paying what it costs for the house to sit there. Any taxes, any. Do you know what I mean? Cool. And like I said, if that stays up to a year or so, it's going to be harder to sell the house because the minute a house is a new build and it's sat there for a year, people automatically don't want to view it because they think something's wrong with it. And there's new builds every day, so they're going to go to your competition. You don't want that to happen. So the developer will rather pay that 5%. So say it's 5 grand, yeah? He would rather have invested 55k into that property and get his 45k profit.
Right.
Than not do that, keep waiting for a buyer with a full deposit, and by the end of the year, that could end up becoming 12k or something more over.
Wow.
And that's how business works.
Crazy.
So this is not really put out there and spoken about a lot, and when it is, like I said, it's very cryptic, but that's how you get a house with 0 deposit. The one thing I would say be aware of that this guy in this video put out there is check the price of the house and keep that price. Make a note of it, screenshot whatever, before you start talking to the developer about paying the deposit for you. Because what some developers try to do to be greedy is they can offset that by putting the house up by another 5 grand. So although he pays a bit of deposit, the house still costs more. And the reason that's dangerous is because the bank or building society, when they get wind of that, they will cancel your mortgage. They're not interested in overinflated, because again, they value the price of the house or whatever. So seeing a house that's like 5 grand overvalued is like a red flag for that bank or building society. Because remember, until you pay off the mortgage, they're buying the house, not you. So they're not going to buy an overvalued house because in the long run, that's bad equity. But yeah, that's literally how you buy a house with zero deposit. And I brought these gems to you guys to just coincide with Kanye West. Yeah. Kanye West could easily sit down any day of the week at any of these rants because he's in these meetings, he's signing artists, he knows what masters look like, he knows what paperwork looks like, he knows what contracts look like, and can easily tell us, guys, this is explicitly what you don't sign.
I think he put a contract out. I'm not sure.
No, his bad contract.
Because I actually haven't. What's the word? Blocked or mute or whatever.
Yeah.
I can't see his.
He puts
I can see him if I want to, but I just choose to keep him blocked. He put his contract.
He put his contract out just to show how bad he's being fucked. And again, it's ended up with him being criticized because if you put a contract out, people are gonna read it. So when you look at the contract, it shows I think like a 10-year period of him re-signing, renegotiating, or whatever, innit? So people are looking at it as in, if this is year 10 and you're saying they're evil, they got your masters, whatever, why did you keep renegotiating with them 9 other times? Unless, like you're saying, you have an ulterior motive or something else.
I believe
There's
so.
something that they're not giving you now.
I believe so.
Or they're refusing.
Yes.
Joe Biden made a great point.
Yeah, you heard that.
Joe Biden said it looks like they might be refusing to renegotiate because there's only so many times you can negotiate the same terms. And that might be the reason why you're not upset and fighting for the people, apparently. But the point I was trying to make is there's nothing stopping Kanye West from coming out here and giving you explicit advice on whether you're up and coming artist, on some shit he's been through that you shouldn't do, or in the fashion world, on you shouldn't do this, or this is how you get to this level. There's nothing stopping him from doing that. But people like him choose to talk cryptid and go around the circles. And you know what's funny? Idiots who might be watching this will say something like, oh, well, you know, the internet's free, it's good to read, it's not his job to spoon feed you or whatever. And I'm saying to that is, no, if he's saying he's for the people, then it is his job to spoon feed you. Number one. Yeah. Number two, yeah, the internet is free and there's a lot of information out there. And I've said I've watched millions, thousands of videos and not found this information until I went onto this random guy's YouTube page and found this information. The internet is full of misinformation.
Can you say that again, bro?
The internet is full of misinformation. We need more people that can just come and answer questions, tell you how it is, tell you what to do, tell you what they're doing, how they did it, because there is no telling you how to do it. It's not going to stop them doing it. That's what I find so weird. You watch so many videos with guys with Ferraris and exotic cars telling you how they can fund this lifestyle, and you end up finishing the video not knowing how to fund the lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's to get you to click and to keep coming and watching and keep you on a string. And you know what's crazy? This guy gave me this information and I'm subscribed and I've been watching more and more videos and I'm watching more stuff.
Right.
So it doesn't stop people from coming back.
Exactly. It keeps them coming back more.
So it tells me these people just don't want you having information.
I feel like the industry is built off misinformation. Let's just take Spotify, for example. Back in the day, when you sold 1,200, when you sold 1,500, when you sold 2,000, 5,000, 10,000 copies or records, it could be tracked, it could be traced. You sell your album to a company, they sell your CD at a price. Y'all might split the profits how y'all split the profits, and that's the industry. That's it. Because it's a straight up exchange. CD, music, boom, we're giving you this much, we're gonna sell it at this much, your shit sold out, cool, profit, splits.
And each thing is one.
Right.
One CD,
That's it.
one unit. Yeah.
You go to Spotify now, and apparently you have to hit a certain quota before they even start paying you pennies.
Yeah, it has to be a certain amount to equal one. So it's already not fair.
So whoever made that system is already has already created that system to screw you over. There's no way I get 1,500 listens and it doesn't equate to one sold CD. It doesn't equate to 10.99. That doesn't make no sense. If I've just got 1,500 listens, if I've got 2,000 listens, 5,000 listens, that doesn't make any sense. But clearly, whoever's made that system, there's a real equity behind that they're making first, which basically tells me whatever we make first, before we pay your pennies, we have to eat first. It's a system. It's a constant system. Labels, same thing. 360 deals and whatnot. Whatever you make, whatever you come up with, whatever you create, even though you created it, because we're the company, we're going to get the lion's share and you're the us, so you get the remainder of the remaining after you've paid everybody.
After once you paid, yeah.
Yeah. So in order, so to put it bluntly, Kanye could have just done what Chance the Rapper said ages ago. Don't sign. It's very simple.
But he's complicit.
It's very simple. Listen, don't sign. At the end of the day, because I heard Chance put it very bluntly. Look, I want my kids to have a say in my legacy after I'm gone. Okay? So I can't sign my legacy over to these people because they own it. And my kids don't own it. They're my kids. They're my seed. They're from me. This is my art. This is my work. This is all those hours in the studio. Where are these companies when I'm busting my behind in the studio for hours and hours and hours? They ain't there. They ain't producing, they're not mixing, they're not selling, they're not nothing. They don't even know when I'm finished until I tell them I'm finished. So how do I put in that amount of hours coming up with original lyrics, coming up with original beats, coming up with a style, with a flow, with a cadence and all of this stuff that it takes to be an artist? I finish, I hand it in, and you go, good job, see you later. Next artist comes in, same thing. And it's a plethora of artists. We have to remember this is a label, a company. It's not just one artist. This is at least 50, 60 artists under one label. Them doing the same thing, taking the lion's share off of these current artists. Whether you're number 1 or number 101, it don't matter. The platform stays the same. At the end of the day, it's a system used and designed to screw you over in front of your face.
Oh crap.
And to screw you over.
Keep talking.
And to screw you.
My foot hit the thing.
Ooh. And to screw you over behind your back. There's a thing called equity, royalties, publishing. What's the last one I'm thinking of again? Can't remember what it's called again. It's not royalties, it's something else. Masters. That I never heard about that stuff until people started complaining about it. I didn't even know. I didn't even know what it was called. I say that to say all of that stuff is actually the important stuff. And what these companies are giving you is what we call an advance. Or upfront money.
Yeah.
So they will pay you, it doesn't even matter. They could pay you $1 million, $2 million, 50,000, 100,000, 300,000. They can afford to pay you that because your music lives forever.
It's worth more, isn't it?
It's probably worth 10 times more than
Master P said it. Guy offered me $1 million, I knew I was worth 10 mil. Because why would he want to just give you $1 million?
Right?
You gotta ask yourself.
We say that to say, like, imagine I've created this amazing piece of work that I'm proud of, that people are gonna love, and they're gonna continuously listen to it over and over. And when somebody likes something, what do? They tell their friends about it. What do their friends do? Go and listen to it. Then they listen to it, tell their friends about it, and their friends, and their friends. Guess what? Now you got a fan base. Guess what? Now you're filling out arenas. Guess what? Now you're selling out merch. You're selling out this. People are attached. People love you. All of those things generate a certain currency and income in some way, whether it be indirectly or directly. And these companies are making money off of that. Mm-hmm. Off of the back end, off of your profit, off of your work, and the things that last. Music lasts for a lifetime, lasts for generations to come. And that's what these companies are paying you for when you sign. They're not paying you for what you're worth right now. You might be hot. People might be talking about you all the time. Megan Thee Stallion is still hot and she hasn't even dropped an album yet in the last 2-3 months. But guess what? She signed. Guess what? Because her name is popping, guess what people are doing? Oh, Megan Thee Stallion. Typing up her name, music, buying, selling, watching shows, all of that stuff. Continuously making that woman relevant. The currency of relevancy is the new thing now. Because through that relevancy, they're going to go and see what else you're attached to, and they're going to download, and they're going to buy, and they're going to cop, and whatever. The companies that she's signed to, whatever comes from the behind her, that at the end of the year, not in the first month, not in the first week, at the end of the year, at the end of the 2 years, all that stuff that she's generated because people are still talking to her, they've paid her off for that already. They're going to make money off that. And Meg's not going to see not a penny of that. Not a penny. Not a penny of it. Until she find out 15 years later when she realized she's been screwed over. So why would I sign any of my masters or my rights or my royalties over to people that don't care because they're doing it to 25 other artists? Just saying.
That's Kanye for you.
Just saying.
That's Kanye for
so that's my point. So with Ye, it's just like, bro, you came from dirt, nothing. And I understand life is hard. And at the time when you coming up in a situation and a circumstance in a state where being black is like having a target on your back, to the point where you could die almost any day of your life, and you come out of that and you made it out of that, to a point where people are listening to the soul that you put in your music, and they're attracted to the energy that you have as a person, and they put you on, and you still want more and they give you more, and you get more, then you want more. Now you want to do fashion, now you want to do, and you get these things, and then you realize, wait a second, I think I'm a little bit too creative for these people. I'm very artistic. I've got a lot of energy, passionate. I believe in this stuff. People can't have me succeed, because if I really succeed for real, it might be a problem. This man is a billionaire and he's still not happy. Why?
Fantastic question.
Why? Billionaire, not million, billion. Billion. Before Jay, billion. And it wasn't through his music, it was through other things. Think, why is that? This is one of the most creative minds ever. Why is that? These are questions that need to be asked. Just it.
We'll get Kanye to ask that. Pause there for a second. I'm paranoid with this mic. Yeah. to make sure.
So I say that to say, there's no way if after all this time, I was saying that I was articulating the first time I heard about Kanye in my science class, like, and my friend Emeka, like Amigo, he's probably gonna be like, what? I don't remember that, but anyway, he was talking about, yo, you don't know about no Kanye West, like, you know what I mean? You know when someone's
everyone wants to be the person that puts everyone
bro,
on.
and at the time, 50 Cent was like the dude.
Oh, that was wildfire, man.
What?
Was
50 was the
crazy.
Listen,
Run.
50 was everywhere on every
Crazy
poster.
run.
He had the tracks. I remember buying a G Unit tracksuit Bombay Blue. Like G Unit was like like 50 was the guy. And I just hear this dude go, who's better out of 50 than Kanye West? And the class went dead silent because it was just like, ooh.
He had arrived.
Like I don't like the class didn't know how to answer the question.
Yeah.
And in my mind I'm like,
oh, he's on par.
bro, this is 50 Cent. Who's Kanye? Who?
Yeah, he was on
Who
par.
is that?
Yeah.
Why is the class struggling to answer? Like, what? Bro, when I figured out who this dude was, I said, oh my days. This was incredible. Because not only the lyrics were the lyrics, but like the videos were something.
Yeah, he
like
did his thing.
Bro, he gave me the MJ feel, like making a music video like a movie in a sense. Having a storyline, beautiful colors, like what they wear, man.
Ooh, that's a long time ago now.
What?
Man.
And you went from that to...
Was that video with his wife on the back on the motorcycle or some shit?
No. He said on a new album, or some merch, or some shoes, or all three of them. It might be all three. You heard anything about Sunday service since? No. Why is that? You see what I'm saying? I don't trust dude no more. I just don't. Sorry. That's it.